I have in this world is my balls and my word, and I don't break them for no one. Do you understand?
Show me the money! Show me the money!
UFC Fight Night, Bautista taking on Vinicious Oliveira in the bantamweight division, in the Apex, which is the small cage. But this is the full card picks, predictions, and breakdown, somewhat breakdown, you know what I mean? But first, before I get into the video, I just want to say thanks for everyone for liking the video, subscribing, commenting. Keep doing it, you know, like the video, share with your friends, see what they've got in the UFC Fight Night. Mario Bautista taking on Vinicious Oliveira, see who they're backing, you know what I mean? But yeah, thanks everyone, you know. But yeah, this is the full card predictions, picks, and somewhat of a breakdown. Let's get into it. The first fight on the night we have Priscilis Cachoeira taking on Claudio Sygula in the prelim, right? To open it off in the bantamweight division. We have Zombie Girl taking on some Polish chick, you know what I mean? But we'll get into it. So the Zombie Girl, she's a bit old. She's 37. The Polish chick, she's 27, right? So she's like coming into her like prime, you know what I mean? But she's a little bit more, apparently she's got a little bit more volume. But I think Priscilla Cachoeira, the Zombie Girl, she kind of like is like a little bit of a machine gun fucking type like girl with her hands, you know? She likes to just flail them out there, you know what I mean? And just take shots to the head. But I don't think Claudia Silva is that kind of like more of the person to like nuke her, you know what I mean? I think Priscilla Cachoeira's got a little bit of enough power to make it of a dogfight. I think she's 37. She's been training with Amanda Nunes. And yeah, that's all I really need to know. That's all I really need to break down for you. And that's how I see the fight, you know what I mean? So I think Priscilla Cachoeira, you know, in this fight, I think she's going to win. I think she's going to win against Claudio Sygula. And it's near even, so you get like plus money. It's like plus, you know, whatever. If you're looking at that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? But yeah, the Zombie Girl, man, to open up the card, to win, to get a good win. I don't know. It's women's fight. I don't know. It could be a KO, but you kind of like, if you see plus money, I don't know. I'm going to predict Zombie Girl on points and her face is all beaten up. She wins a decision, you know? Just like my pick last weekend, you know what I mean? Colin Oakley, you know? Pretty sure, you know, underdog. And he got the bum decision. See what I'm saying? I'm not saying it was a bum decision. He kind of fought good, but yeah, you know. Anyway. Priscilla Cachoeira, whatever, over Claudia Sygula. Moving to the next fight, we have Muin taking on Jakub Wiklax, right? Jakub Wiklax is the kind of guy, I know he fought Patchy Mix. You know, obviously, I talked about it, you know, tried to predict it. I thought Patchy Mix was going to, you know, beat this guy. But this guy actually showed me that this guy, you know, he actually has kind of weird skills. And he kind of reminds me of now, like, now that I've witnessed him kind of level up in the UFC, because that's what happens when they, like, kind of, like, they kind of, like, turn a new leaf. You know what I mean? I think he kind of reminds me of, like, he's like a RDR, like, you know, in the bantamweight division. So I'm going to say that Jakub Wiklax is going to prove, oh, no, okay, so 75% are on Jakub Wiklax. So this guy's like, if you could imagine who RDR is, Renier de Ritter, and he's like really like kind of like a DDP kind of, you know what I mean? But Jakub Wiklax's got a little bit more better hands than a Muin Gafarov. I think Gafarov's a little bit more of like a taekwondo guy. I think UFC is kind of saying and laying up a fucking win for Jakub Wiklax. I think Muin Gafarov's probably hard to work with, you know. He's got that little tuft of hair on the back of his back that kind of like is cringe just to even look at. So I'm going to pick Jakub Wiklax in this one, and not because of the back hair. It's because he's 17-3. He's not bad, you know what I mean? And he's making a smart decision at age 29 in his prime to go to the UFC. He fought Patchy Mix. He kind of like, you know, he dismantled the Patchy Mix era, if that makes... Nah, I don't know. Patchy Mix was always destined to do that. But nevertheless, Jakub Wiklax has a submission game that I don't think Muin Gafarov will probably be able to defend. I think Jakub Wiklax will give this guy problems everywhere. And I think it'll be kind of like, it's going to be like tough on the feet for Jakub Wiklax, but I think he can keep Muin Gafarov busy on the feet as well on top of that. So give me Jakub Wiklax to win over Muin Gafarov. He could get the submission, you know what I mean? Moving to the next fight, we have a Kong Wang taking on a Eduardo Moura. So Eduardo Moura She's like a grapple heavy type lady. She fights out of Brazil, so she's gonna be slick with the jiu-jitsu, just like Kong Wang got choked out by the Brazilian Gabriela Fernandez. She got rocked on the feet, but she's obviously really hard to take down. I think her takedown defense is good apparently. But you got 85% of people favoring a Kong Wang, because this lady has beaten Valentina Shevchenko, one of the goats of the sport. In a kickboxing fight in her heyday. So Kong Wang, very good on the feet, hard to take down. What do you think is going to happen? Eduardo Moura is going to, for the least part, lose to a decision and probably be really, making it hard because she's no, Russian wrestler. She's not going to go wrestle a Kong Wang. Sorry, she just isn't. And she beat Ariana Lipsy on a decision. Ariana Lipsy is pretty good. She's not bad. Yes, and Moura has got a win over Lauren Murphy, but Lauren Murphy's kind of like, she's a little older now, I think, she's still good, but no, I think she needs to leave, or she has left, hopefully. I think I did call that too. I don't know. Moving to the next fight. So over this, Kong Wang. Kong Wang all day in this one, and it's not really much of to look at anyway. Kong Wang's just going to, I think your best bet's probably just... Yeah, I think Kong Wang first round KO. Probably rocks her more on the feet, just puts her away. Just bell rung, Bell rung on the feet. Kong Wang, it's a good win. First round KO for Kong Wang over Eduardo Moura. Moving to just purely because she can pick her fight. She can pick her shots, man. She's good. She's kind of like she's a Chinese version of Mauricio Rufy with cosmetic surgery, and he shaved his beard. Anyway. Moving to the next fight, we have Said Magomedov taking on a Javid Bashrat. Javid Bashrat, obviously 933 people on the internet have said Javid Bashrat's the worst brother of the two of them, and I agree too, so that's 950, whatever. Next one. He isn't, and he lost to Eamon Zahabi. Zahabi was paying good money too. I remember that was a good dog. I'm fairly certain people picked Javid Bashrat over that one too, and Eamon Zahabi beat him on the feet, just pumped him, just beat him on the feet, just outboxed him, you know what I mean? Said Magomedov, he's known for his guillotine in the first round, that's about it. His first round is probably his strongest point, out of his fight style. He's more of like a stand-up fighter. Said Magomedov, out of the Dagestani fighters, he does like to strike, but, he does fade after second and third round. Javid Bashrat, can keep a 3-round fight, greedy. He can keep it greedy, and he got clipped by Ricky Simone, but Ricky Simone's kind of I wouldn't say he's a power puncher, but, he does in his weight class, he cuts so much weight. He's got heavier hands, you know what I mean? Ricky Simone, the good old Ricky Simone. So, if he catches you, when he's, planted his foot well, he's going to catch up. But Javid Bashrat, he's coming off his 2 losses and a no decision. No contest, sorry. Accidental groin kick. Victor Henry. That sucks for him. But in this one, I think he can get a good decision win over Said Magomedov. I think he can just outdog him in the second, third round. Said Magomedov, I think Javid can kind of hang with him on the feet. I do believe that because, at the end of the day, Javid Bashrat's best fucking best training partner is his brother. You know what I mean? We'll get into him next because he's the better one out of the two, clearly. Farid, as I do remember. Javid Farid. Yeah, that's his name. He's the better one. So that's, obviously. But yeah, I'll get Javid Bashrat over Said Magomedov on a decision. Moving to the next fight, we have Bruna Brasil taking on Caitlin Souza. Caitlin Souza is more of like a, she's like a plotty, just overhand kind of lady. She's been setting them up, but she's on a 2-fight losing skid. Bruna Brasil, she's a fighting nerd. I do believe she's just got a. So Bruna Brasil, I'm not going to really talk much about it. This is where I stall. You know what I mean? 2 ladies. I don't know. I think Caitlin Souza's got a puncher's chance. I think in this one, you'd probably just go Caitlin Souza by KO. You know, probably can catch Bruno's Brazil, but then Bruno Brazil can win on points. Bruno's Brazil could absolutely finish Caitlin Souza at the same time. You know, it's a coin flip. That's just how I see this fight. You know, I think that if you're gonna, I just wouldn't even Caitlin Souza. What are you gonna predict this? I don't know. I'd go Bruno Brazil on decision. There you go. That's the Bruno Brazil on decision. Caitlin Souza can absolutely win on decision. Oh, fuck it. Bruno Brazil on decision over Caitlin Souza. Moving to the next fight, we have Nikolay Veretennikov taking on Niko Price, who is literally 38 years old, 36. The other guy's 36 too. Okay. It just seems like Niko Price is the more of the older guy here. He's obviously the more UFC of the veteran out of the two. Nikolay Veretennikov, he looks good. But, you know, Niko Price, I think he's coming in. It's weird because my first instinct was Niko Price was the older fighter, but now I see it. They're both the same age. I think Niko Price has got his chin's gone, man. He's got subbed. He got knocked out by Robbie Lawler. Yeah, he did. He got knocked out by Robbie Lawler. Lawler was the underdog in that fight. I'm fairly certain. I'm pretty sure his KO was paying like 5-1 or something. So, you know, and that was in the first round, I fairly do believe. It's been long since then. He's got one fight under his belt. Decision win against Alex Morono, which is so fucking random. Alex Morono, man. We'll get to him in a second. Thimba Grimbo. So it just goes to show Niko Price, man, I think he's kind of just like not feeling it, eh? This guy went to a decision to Bruno Soriano, and that's for why I'm going to go with Nikolay Veretennikov. He did. He made Bruno's... He made a Soriano hard. You know, it made it hard for Soriano, man. I think Nikolay Veretennikov is going to beat a Niko Price. And again, Niko Price, he's got more miles on the tank, man. It just seems like that anyway. He is 16-9, and Veretennikov is 13-7. But, you know, recently, 3 months, that's pretty good time in between as well. 3 months, 4 weeks. It's not bad. You know, he probably had a 4-week break, got back into camp. I think a Nikolay Veretennikov is going to finish a Niko Price. So give me Nikolay Veretennikov by first or second round finish. Moving to the next fight, we have Alex Morono taking on Daniil Donchenko. He's basically like the fizeav 2.0. He literally moves his head. He trains with fizeav. You can literally see it. That's literally, if you know who Rafael Fizeav is, fizeav, he just recently fought. Got knocked out by Mauricio Rufi. But, you know, it's just, he's a beast. They're both beasts. Daniil Donchenko is a beast, man. He's primarily Muay Thai. You can see it in his style. But he's just so like, he's a tank, man. He moves forward. He doesn't give a fuck, man. He doesn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? He just moves forward. Nice low kicks, nice just chops your legs down, throws good combinations, keeps his hands up, very disciplined. He's a good man, you know what I mean? He's a good dude. He's a good boy, man. He's good. He'll get it done here, man. He's going to get it done. And I got a first round finish over Alex Morono. I think Alex Morono, man, dude, the guy's got jiu-jitsu, and he can kind of probably like be busy on the feet for about the first 2 minutes, like dancing around. Throws like probably like a 1-2 or like an overhand, and ducks and weaves. Like that's like how he fights, man. He just fades, you know. Daniil Donchenko is going to be too crafty there, man. He's going to fucking catch a Morono doing something fucking stupid. You know what I mean? Give me Daniil Donchenko to just chin Alex Morono and put him away first round, man. Sacrificial lamb type situation there. Moving to the next fight, we have Dustin Jacoby taking on Julius Walker. I can't believe Dustin Jacoby at 37 years old, almost 38 years old, was literally just down the road. You know, this guy's just fucking just at the fish market in Sydney, just chilling. You know what I mean? Like, when was this? 5 days ago? You know, like, oh, what the fuck? And then what? He's flying back to fucking Vegas and just hopping on into the fucking cage. What the fuck's this guy doing, man? He's got good hands. He's got good power in the hands, but you're in the fucking apex and you're going up against a Julius Walker who could just literally take you down, man. You know what I mean? Just fucking just lay on you, just blanket you for 3 rounds, and then Dustin Jacoby's like, and his team, who have, I think, in the past, you heard it here first. You literally did, because Punches and Profits, you literally heard it here first that Yadir Del Valal was the underdog of the week. You heard it here a week early before all that stuff happened. But nevertheless, I digress. We move forward. It's just a prediction. It's literally just a prediction. It was literally just a prediction that was foretold, and that is pretty funny. But in this one, Dustin Jacoby, I'm pretty sure, is alongside one of those camps. And Dustin Jacoby is just flying his ass around in a metal tube to Australia on an island, and then flying back. That can't be good for your body. Definitely not at almost 38 years old. So I'm going to bank that Julius Walker, and he is my underdog, and he's going to be our underdog of the week at Punches and Profits. Julius Walker, he is going to get a very good win over Dustin Jacoby, man. And I see a Julius Walker nevertheless getting a decision over Dustin Jacoby at Punches and Profits with your host, Nick Collins. And let's get into the next fight. We have a Gene Matsumoto taking on a Farid Bashrat. And we have the second brother of the Bashrat brothers fighting out of Iraq, Afghanistan. No, they're fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada. And because, they couldn't, obviously. He's 28 years old. Well, he's not even in his prime yet. He's still got like 4 years till his prime. Farid Bashrat, he's looking good, man. It just kind of reminds me of like the dynamic that the Topuria brothers have, but nevertheless, Alexander Topuria is just an absolute specimen, and we are seeing this. So he is an absolute contender, not like the other Bashrat brother. But Farid Bashrat is pretty good, man. He's 14-0. He's very good on the feet. He's got textbook kind of like boxing. Likes to keep his hands up, man. They do get sloppy though, these boys, the brothers. And he can hang on the. He's got very good grappling, very very good grappling. I think the Bashrat brothers have underrated grappling too. But Gene Matsumoto, on the other hand, this guy's like a clean prospect coming up on the rise. He's fighting out of Brazil. He's 26 years old. He's still got He's still got a good 5 years, man, until he's like really getting into himself. Or at least 4 years. And he's good straights, good hands, good straights down the middle, Gene Matsumoto. But Farid Bashrat likes to kind of loop more hooks, I think. His style of kind of Matsumoto's more kind of like the straight puncher down the middle. But I think Gene Matsumoto can get out grappled here, man. I think Farid Bashrat's going to lean on his grappling here, and Gene Matsumoto, it's going to be hard because Farid Bashrat has a really good understanding of positional grappling, I do believe. Yeah. And Gene Matsumoto, he can't really get off his jiu-jitsu. Farid Bashrat on a decision, 30-27 over Gene Matsumoto. Moving to the next fight. I'm not going to keep going on about that's just, I'm confident in that, and if you want to read my body language and watch my full video, go ahead, that's good. Try and read my body language and try and see how confident, because I'm telling you, even probably I don't know how confident I am when I actually see something, because, we're not always 100%. We try and shoot for it, but we can. That we can't always be 100%. You can't. You can shoot for it. We can try and get there. You know what I mean? And we will. We will get there. But nevertheless, moving to the next fight, we have Michal Olajaychik taking on Marc-Andre Barriault. Marc-Andre Barriault's taken some really bad L's in his, in his recent, year or 2 years. Taken a KO loss to Joe Pyford, KO loss to Dustin Stoltzfus. It's just because he swings like this. He literally he gets excited and starts swinging from the hips. I'm pretty sure that's literally how Shara Bullet got him too. Yeah, no decision. I'm pretty sure dude, this guy took so much damage against Shara Bullet. I remember that, but Shara Bullet took a lot of damage as well. I'm pretty sure Shara Bullet, but that's a kickboxer, right? They don't know how to move the head off the center line. They're retarded at that. Kickboxers do not know how to move the head off the fucking center line. That's what Shara Bullet, man. You know what I mean? But Marc-Andre Barriault, Shara Bullet, it's hard. I think it's a lot. That's why seeing Ilia Topuria just KO these people is he's exposing people's boxing IQ. He's exposing it all. Boxing IQ is completely different to kickboxing. You know what I mean? Anyway, Marc-Andre Barriault. That's why I'm just seeing, like, I swear I was like, sure, it's going to KO him. It just didn't, eh? And I was like, then I realized, I'm like, what the fuck? That's why, because he can't fucking set up his shots properly on the feet boxing, you know, when he's... You're not going to... Like, that happens rarely, you know what I mean? Anyway. On the other hand, we have Michal Jacek. Good boxing. Good boxing setups, man. I'm telling you right now, he's going to KO Marc-Andre Barriault. I reckon he's going to KO... Michal Jacek has been training with the fighting nerds now for a little bit. He's been sharpening his game. And mark my words, Michal Jacek is going to KO Marc-Andre Barriault, whether it be in the second round or whether it be in the first round. Could catch him in the early, but I'm going to say second round KO for Michal Jacek or end of the first round. You know what I mean? Just because he can set up his shots, his boxing shots way more clean, man. I think Marc-Andre Barriault is going to have problems here, eh? But yeah, give me Michal Jacek by first or second round KO, TKO. Moving to the next fight via boxing combinations. Moving to the next fight, we have Jailton Almeida taking on Rizvan Kuniev. Rizvan Kuniev is just making waves, you know what I mean? So he's 17, and here we go. We got rank, I think, pretty sure Almeida's 6 or 3? He's 3. Heavyweight. Obviously, Almeida wants it on the ground here. He wants to just get his, wrestling, jiu-jitsu off, this former soccer player, you know what I mean? That's what he was. Jailton Almeida, let's not all forget, former soccer player, right? On the other hand, we have Rizvan Kuniev, and he's 13-3. He's just a Dagestani guy, you know what I mean? He got a split decision, lost to Curtis Blades, and we all know that, he gave Curtis Blades a hard fight, and, it could have swung either way. Rizvan could have easily got this fight on his name, on his record, On the other hand, we have Jailton Almeida. And I think Jailton Almeida, because every time we see him, he looks like he has good... It looks like he has potential. It looks like you're like, all right, here we go. Looks like, fuck, this guy's going to piece him up on the feet, man. He's just going to... every time I watch Jailton Almeida, it feels like I'm watching like a Tiba Gutierrez, like, oh my God. And then... He just, what the fuck, like, what is he fucking doing? He just doesn't, you know what I mean? I think Rizvan Kuniev is going to expose this, man. This is more a play in my mind, and that's what I'm going to predict. I'm going to predict a Rizvan Kuniev by winning over Jailton Almeida, just purely because Jailton Almeida will just kind of fade off, man. And I don't think he can submit a Rizvan Kuniev. I don't think so. Rizvan Kuniev, man, they know their positional grappling. They know. They know their positional wrestling. I think this is kind of like UFC's way of kind of going, all right, Jailton. This is like Jailton Almeida's literally like last hope, man. It's like his last, like, to kind of like, you have to choke this guy out or else that's it. That's it, man. You're not, it's going to be hard for you to, because he can't really get to that next tier of just finishing guys, getting them out of there. He lost to a decision to Volkov, split decision loss, and just literally like you either way again, a fight where it's either way. He's always just, it's funny enough because on the other hand, we have Rizvan Kuniev like that too. But this Rizvan Kuniev guy, it's like, I don't know whether the UFC is kind of like, we need to change this guy, man. This guy's holding up he's holding up his own number in the division, Jailton Almeida, which is kind of sad. But anyway. This is the UFC's way of kind of just going, that's it, man. Here's a fucking Russian guy, a new up-and-coming guy that gave a guy that literally made you look like an amateur and KO'd. Curtis Blades was a dog in that fight too, man. Anyway, so Curtis Blades KO'd this guy in the fucking first, or the start of the second round. We had the underdog Curtis Blades. Didn't have my channel then, but nevertheless. And Curtis Blades, arguably lost that fight against Rizvan Kuniev. So if you were to actually do the math, if you want to think of it this way, but I'm not going to just think of it this way. It's just the way I just play these fights out of my head. We've been going not that bad on our picks, But yeah, I feel like a Rizvan Kuniev can win any way he can in this fight. Any way he can. He has more tools to win than a Jailton Almeida. Moving to the next fight, we have Amir El-Bazi taking on Kuriji Horiguchi. Kuriji Horiguchi has shown me that this guy is actually like he's quality, man. This guy's still quality at age 35. He's quality, and we're seeing, I think these shorter guys, man, like he is in the flyweight division, but he's still 30, only 35. 32 is your prime. It's only 3 years after, and he's looking good, man. He made Tagir Ulanbekov look like an absolute like rookie submission. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Amir Albazi with his like injuries, neck stuff, and everything. This is UFC's way of kind of going, fuck, man, this guy's holding shit up too. It's not exciting. Who the fuck is Amir Albazi? You know what I mean? He was up there, and he gave Kai France a really, like, that could have gone either way. I'm seeing a trend in this card, and that's kind of the trend. But anyway, Karihu Guchi all day in this fight, man. Amir Albazi, I think Karihu Guchi can win any way he wants here, man. I think he can even keep it competitive on the feet, and almost like knock out an Amir Albazi. But I think Amir Albazi is a little bit too like. I think Kariuji Horiguchi could get I think he's going to get a submission over Amir Albazi. So give me Kariuji Horiguchi by second round submission. First or second round submission over Amir Albazi. And I think that's just because Amir Albazi is just, I think the guy's spent, man. I think what did he have? Like, he had neck surgery or something too. I even heard like something about like open heart surgery. What the fuck is that? It's just weird, man. What are you doing? Kirill Horiguchi, man, just proved that, like, give me the fucking title shot. So, yeah. And they gave him a Tagir Ulanbekov, like, a guy that's like a tough, like, first fight debut, man. What the fuck? In UFC, all right? Let's see how you do it. Just submits the guy. Poof. See you later. Poof. Just vaporizes him. Poof. All right. So, yeah, give me Kirill Horiguchi, just a fucking, like, garbage dump, like, pickup. Trash day, fucking Amir Albazi, man. By fucking guillotine on his neck. Moving to the main event, we have Mario Bautista taking on Vinicious Oliveira. So Vinicious Oliveira, he's the prospect here, getting thrown to the fucking deep end as far as I'm concerned. He's got very good straights, throws from the fucking waist. He's basically like a fucking Yuri Prohaska, but like even more reckless than that. He's not even stoic about it. At least Yuri's stoic about it. You know what I mean? When he throws with the waist and does this fucking shit. Vinicious Oliveira is more like the darks. He's like, so if you've got like Yuri as like, the light, and then you've got Vinicious Oliveira as like the evil, like the same. They're like similar, but like darker. Vinicious Oliveira is way more dark at when he's fighting, as you saw with his fucking KO flying knee win over fucking old mate, what was his name? Bernardo Sopage. And I'm telling you right now, you haven't even heard anything about this Sopage guy. I think he had one more win, and that was about it. The guy, I don't even know what the fuck, he didn't have a win. Sopage, I think he had one more fight. Yeah, one more fight. And what the fuck happened to him, man? He just disappeared. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the fuck happened to that guy. But anyway, I think in this one, Mario Bautista, he's too sharp. I think that we've come to the point now, and I don't want to be too, ahead of myself, but I don't want to get too naive either. I keep doubting Mario Bautista because Mario Bautista he's still very capable human being. He's a very sharp, good on the feet, good wrestling, very good takedown defense, very good, awareness. He beat Jose Aldo. We all know we want the revenge for Jose Aldo, but I don't think Vinicious Oliveira, like this guy, I think the UFC is kind of like, all right, you're like literally, Vinicious Oliveira is kind of still fucking kind of like, you got to win over Ricky Tertius, okay, whatever. Yeah, you got one win, and then that's it, man. That was 1 year ago, dude. The guy's probably gone through surgeries and shit, dude. That's fucked. It hit him on the fucking temple too, as I remember. At the very last, and the guy, Vinicious Oliveira, jumped up, caught him with the jumping knee. So if you want to go watch a very good KO win, go watch Vinicious Oliveira, if you're new to this and everything, taking on a Bernardo Sopage. And watch the whole fight. Don't just skip to it. Don't be fucking weird like that, man. Watch the whole fight. Watch from start. Watch the fucking fight introduction. See watch when they walk out and shit. You know, see their vibe. They real get into it. You know what I mean? Anyway, but yeah, I think that Mario Bautista can beat a Vinicious Oliveira everywhere here. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to bank on a Vinicious Oliveira lock dog just because his middle name's Lock Dog and he's an underdog. I'm going with what I truly think will happen in a fight. I'm not going to just sit there and go, oh man, I lost the last event. All right, this guy's an underdog. Let's pick this guy for the main event. We're trying to do predictions, breakdown, picks, trying to use our head here. Here at Punches and Profits, because we're all about profit here, man. You know, if you want to put $10 on something, you want to pick something that can double your money. And if you double your money and you turn it to $20, just that's it, man. You know, you've doubled your money, that's it. And then you just do that in the next week, and the next week, and the next week, you know. And and just do that, you know. The next week you put the $20 on. If you double that, 40, boom. Next one, next week, 40, boom, 80. And then next week, you know what I mean? So pick that double thing. Vinicious Oliveira is not that guy, man. He just isn't. Mario Bautista is way too... I'm telling you right now, if you doubt Mario Bautista here, man, I don't feel sorry for you if you're going to lose on the weekend and go, oh, it's poor decision. Vinicious Oliveira, you know, blah, 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 did this to Mario Bautista, blah, blah, blah. Mario Bautista just will look better doing it. And, you know, and... I think Mario Bautista's got this in the bag all day. I think Mario Bautista can give Vinicious Oliveira problems on the ground too. I think Mario Bautista fighting out of MMA Lab. MMA Lab's known for, you know, they've got, like O'Malley. O'Malley's there, man, you know. The MMA Lab got good fighters, man. I mean, yeah, Carlo Phillips. People are shitting on Carlo Phillips now. The guy was paying... nothing, you know, against Rob Font. Rob Font was paying like, what, 7-1? I think I had like $50 on that. And people were like shitting on Carlo Phillips. People are shitting on Carlo Phillips now. Dude, he's still good, man. Carlo Phillips is still like a fucking weird cunt. Excuse me, can't. He's a weird can't. I can't. All right. Thank you for watching Punches and Profits. I've got Mario Bautista winning by any means necessary of Vinicious Oliveira. I think Mario Bautista can absolutely get a submission in this one. But Vinicious Oliveira has been training jiu-jitsu since he was like, well, I don't know. I think it's like, I looked it up. I think it was like when he was a young kid, man, you know, and he's, you know, I think he was like Muay Thai as well or something. But that even then, you know, Muay Thai, they don't move their head off the center line. They're more just right there, right? You know, Mario Bautista's got good hands. He's got good boxing. He's got good everything all round. He's a very good all-round packaged fighter. I think Mario Bautista shows out here. Again, it's another one. Vinicious Oliveira has been taken out. Dudes, the UFC's just like, all right, we're going to have to humble this guy, man. So, you know, Mario Bautista is going to go out there and he's going to win by any means necessary. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Mario Bautista all day over Vinicious Oliveira. And this is Punches and Profits with your host, Nick Hollins. I'm out. Peace.